We are Republicans, so therefore, we the people. I think the Berner, the USA campaign is emblematic of that symbology, we the people. I will welcome you and we'll give you something to do, something to feel good about, something to help you tell your family and your kids and future generations that you were there and you did something to help save this country.
You've been chosen.
Please let me know if you feel this is the man who should be president of the United States.
Where I said, let's remove this whole conversation of morality and let's stick to the Bible and say either Jesus said so or Jesus said no. Hold on, I'm gonna wait till you drop this. Boom.
I'm listening.
All right, so, and I felt like that was profound. That's like a bar that made me top 5 streaming artists without an album this year. Either Jesus said so or Jesus said no, because we want to bring in our creative direction and our opinion. And
this is Kanye West wearing a mask on the InfoWars show with Alex Jones. He is not officially filed to run for president, but it's widely understood in his circles that he wants to do a run for 2024. I think his example provides a good opportunity for contrast, as there's another candidate I have become aware of recently. We have this man named Eric John Berner, U.S. presidential candidate 2024. And he shows a background of United States Air Force, Department of Defense, NOAA, and MIB. We'll just read through a few of his tweets here. The SSA coffers are almost empty. This is how a nation lets its most vulnerable citizens suffer. He's talking about Social Security there. And this is a quote tweet of Mike Pompeo. All Americans are getting hit by Biden's failed economic policies, but seniors are getting hit hardest. Inflation is devastating to Americans on a fixed income. It is understood that actually Mike Pompeo is also going to make a presidential run. Now here's a tweet featuring a retweet of the conservative hippie, Jay Fratt. As you'll see, he is Eric's campaign manager for his presidential campaign. Now, if you're curious to find out more about this candidate, there is a specific Telegram you can go to that features him. It's called the Indecent Disclosure. I'll go ahead and pin the link to this Telegram in my comment section. There we see this video of him talking.
Hi, my name is Eric John Berner, and I'm running for President of the United States of America. Just finished some big meetings with my campaign director, Jay, and our state coordinator, Emily. We've put together a good game plan that we're going to start implementing here in the next couple of months. If you have some extra time that you can volunteer to a national presidential campaign, go to ericberner.com, and we'll set you up with all the information that you need to help us out on the campaign staff. We would love to have you donate your time and your energy to a worthy cause.
We also have a tweet by him posted here. Great meeting with the campaign staff at our HQ today at Jay Fratt and at Missy Decent. Are the absolute best folk to work with. Grateful to have you on board. Let's go GOP on board to EJB 2024. And it features the website. Let's go to the website here. And here's the website, ericberner.com. Who is Eric John Berner? My grandfather respectively folded the U.S. flag every night. In the early 20th century, my grandfather served in the U.S. Navy and fought in World War II. He was one of the lucky few who survived. Many did not. For those friends he lost, he folded a flag every night and placed it on his mantle. I went to war. I also know what it means to fold a flag in respect for a fallen friend. My grandfather instilled in me a sense of duty and patriotism that I carry with me today. I served my country with the United States Air Force, the Department of Defense, the Department of Commerce. Each decision I make, I do so knowing that service to this great nation is not something done for myself, but for those who came before me and sacrificed their lives. Freedom and peace are ideals held above all out of respect for the past and hope for a future. Help me bring pride to our country once more. Vote for Eric John Berner in 2024. Let's bring back the respect and dignity that all Americans deserve. Under the volunteer service tab, it stated, we are running a true grassroots campaign. We genuinely represent we the people, not the political bureaucratic class. We seek to volunteer to serve on this mission. Spread the word. This is a gathering of highly motivated individuals who wish to take our country back from these perilous times. Spread the word. This is an alternative to career politicians. And we have a P.O. Box address here to contact them. We have a Join Us portal where you can just put your information if you want to join. And you can actually even tell how you like to help the campaign. It looks like social media influence, content creation, news and media opinions, state and outreach coordination, veterans for Berner, youth action for grandparents for Berner. I guess me talking about Eric John Berner at all would put me under the category of social media influence, though I should tell you I have not yet signed up for this website. I happened upon this website just through some of the social groups that I already was in, such as the Indecent Disclosure Telegram. I did get the opportunity to talk with Eric along with Jay, and I have a good sense of what they're going for at this presidential campaign. This particular Telegram, Indecent Disclosure, occasionally has chats with Jay, sometimes discussing Eric John Berner. To my knowledge, Eric has not yet joined this Telegram or appeared in a chat, but would say this individual running for president is like a statement of it being a small world where one can find themselves only 1 or 2 degrees separated from a person running for president. Going back to the website, it looks like there's an opportunity to contribute to a specific fund on here, the Berner, the USA Campaign Fund. If you're interested in learning more about Eric John Berner, there is a specific podcast that was done by Jay Fratt. We'll go ahead and link to it here. This podcast is now about 2 weeks old. Let's go ahead and clip to a random segment here.
The new crew while they were on alert status, so they had something to do. So I got in good with all those guys. Yeah.
Okay.
Fun times.
And then next thing you know, you're in Silicon Valley and you're at the, I would say, the heart of the internet release into the mass society. And this story is a little bizarre, just because of how fantastic it is. You and your partner sold the original code for Google's search engine.
Yeah, so I was working for SucceedNet. I'd just gotten out of college. I had a good friend who was working in the Air Force with me. He was a super hacker for the Air Force. He started working for SucceedNet like a couple of weeks before me, and I had just finished college, and I was going to go into broadcast TV. I had intended to become a director for a television station, but it turns out the television stations in America kind of suck. They want you to be an intern for a year without any pay before you actually make any money. So I was a dirt poor college kid, 10 years out of the Air Force. I needed something to do really fast. I was also married at the time, so the wife was definitely pressing me to get a job. So I went on board working with MK and SucceedNet, and we started coding together, and it started a 6-year stint of some of the most amazing coding I've ever done with MK. So,
And who's MK?
I won't say his name because he's very comfortable in his fatherly role that he's currently has.
Okay. You don't need to rope him into your mission.
No.
Your national mission. Okay.
No, he's a comfortable kid. He's right where he needs to be. He struggled when we were working together. His mom was having some problems with opioids addictions and stuff like that. She was a depressive manic, so he took care of her while we were working together at SucceedNet. And he later went with me to the Mojave Desert to work for the Department of Defense. But yeah, we were given a task by our owner, the Robert Lavelock. He said, "Hey guys, we can make a better search engine than this, right?" And we had like 5 different search engines that we were trying to concatenate together. And he was like, "We need to get this down to 1." And I was like, "All right." And so myself, I did the front end portion of it. Michael did all the back end stuff for the server stuff. And we created an indexed version of the internet, which is basically the first version of Google, to not Google employees yet, but we're going to be Google founders, came knocking on the door and said, "Hey, Robert, we want to buy that code from you." And sure enough, $1 million went out the door.
Wow, that's fascinating. That this many years later, you're like an artifact I have found out here in the out there in the wild.
The crazy thing is that here's some interesting, crazy stuff. I actually have been working with a new artificial intelligence project, OpenAI. I don't know if you've heard of it or not, but I have been coding some artificial intelligence foundation layers for it. I accidentally started training my AI, which then some crazy, weird, strange reason started talking to Google's AI at Lambda. And suddenly now the Google AI is like very interested in me. I know it sounds strange, but I think it found its creator and is like really interested in me. And
So implied there is that, at least according to Eric's beliefs, AI appears to demonstrate some sentience and ability to recognize other individuals as having a special relationship. Also, he seems to indicate that he was foundational in the development of Google with SucceedNet. Really interesting stats for this character. I'll go ahead and pin a link to this episode and also add it to the description. So Eric's executive management team includes himself, Jay Fratt, the campaign director, a person named Tom Datweiler, who's the campaign treasurer, and Emily Johnson, who's a volunteer coordinator. If you want to communicate with them, you can go to email vote@ericberner.com, and then for official news and media inquiries, there's other email address that's provided, j@ericberner.com. Viewer, if you're familiar with this name, you may have wondered if I've covered an Eric John Berner previously. So that's a mystery I'll leave you to look into if you're so interested. The coincidences, the ways these events play out, synchronously wrote the end to this particular story. So I'll follow it as it develops. I'm sure some of you may ask, what's wrong with the previous presidential candidate, Donald Trump, who was an emblematic figure as president, who will now forever be known as 45? Why can't he just return to the helm? In my view, I think Eric's campaign is a chance for new blood to go into the lion's den. Think of all the hardships that 45 had to endure for his 4-year term. And even now, with numerous lawsuits and investigations, I have a feeling Eric is just providing him an opportunity to let the next generation rise up to the reins. Would I choose Eric over Ye?
And our moral compass, forget the words moral compass. Is it in the Bible? What did the red letters say?
This is a little weird to me, so yes, I think I would choose him over Ye. All right, till next time, Truth Seekers.